Good afternoon and welcome to India Today. We've been continuing to get you all the news and updates from Chennai outside the Apollo Hospital. What we're getting to hear right now is that the AIADMK MLAs have been called to the hospital one by one. They have been asked to sign a declaration making O. Selvam, the finance minister, who is the interim, chief minister, who has taken over the portfolios of the chief minister while she was recuperating in the hospital, as her successor. So that's the news that we have just received right now, with all of the AIADMK MLAs being instructed to come to the hospital and sign this declaration. We have with us also India Today's consulting editor Rajdeep Sardesai. Rajdeep, so what do you make of this, move taken by the AIADMK? Could it just be preemptive, to have a backup plan? How do you read into this?
It is preemptive. It is a backup plan till such time as any announcement comes from the hospital. But clearly, the path is being prepared for a potential succession to Jailalita. We are told that the MLAs are being made to sign this declaration in the presence of Shashikala, the closest advisor and aide of Jailalita, and it is she who is really calling the shots at the moment. Apparently, in the original declaration, she was also authorized to take any such decisions for the AIADMK. Some of the MLAs were not too happy with that, which is why the declaration in its present form, we are told, involves simply accepting post Selvam as the successor to J. Jailalita. So clearly this is the backup plan which is being put in place, a preemptive measure, and it comes at a time when security is now being tightened even in rural Tamil Nadu. So clearly the Tamil Nadu government and the AIADMK is being prepared for the worst case scenario. And as I said, Shashikala is not calling the shots here. O. Selvam is a trusted aide. Now, whether this arrangement remains and obtains even after Jailalita, should the worst case scenario actually materialize, is an open question. But for now, by getting these declarations, at least O. Selvam emerges as a front runner to succeed J. Jailalita should she lose this battle that she is fighting at the moment at Apollo Hospital in Chennai.
And he has every reason to be the front runner, isn't it, Rajdeep? It's not the first time that he has taken over the portfolios of the ailing chief minister. He did it twice already. So do you think that's why he emerges as one of the, strong contenders to take her place in case of an eventuality?
Absolutely. Clear loyalist of Jailalita, clear loyalist of Shashikala. And I think that is critical. To understand what's happening at the moment is to understand the Jailalita-Shashikala relationship. She is seen as her closest aide, the one who has controlled much of AIADMK's affairs, even when Jailalita was there in the last 10 years. She's the one person Jailalita has implicitly trusted through good times and bad. O. Selvam, trusted aide of both of them, as well as from the Gounder community and influential community in Tamil Nadu. So clearly, looking at all the past as well as the situation at the moment, Selvam seems to be the choice of Shashikala and effectively, therefore, that of Jailalita. Now, whether that will obtain 3 months from now, months from now, we don't know. But this is what the MLAs are being asked to do as we speak. And as I said, with the police also being asked to spread its security across Tamil Nadu, it appears that the state is preparing for a potential worst-case scenario. At the moment, what we are told, no announcement for the next few hours. They want to know exactly how deep is the security presence before taking any call. Plus, attempts still being made by bringing in doctors both from abroad as well as from Delhi to ensure that every effort is made to see if Jailalita, who suffered that cardiac arrest, can be revived.
Absolutely, and things are not looking too good, Rajdeep. I mean, there were different voices coming in from the AIADMK itself since the morning, with some cadres saying that the chief minister is fine now, she's stable. But now with Apollo coming out and officially saying that her condition is very critical, perhaps now they seem to be realizing, the seriousness of what really is going on. I mean, the news is really changing rapidly.
Absolutely. I think, there has been an attempt made by AIADMK cadres not to spread panic among their millions of followers. But the news from the hospital is not good at all. And the team from Delhi, which has also visited the hospital, has not come up with any real solutions at the moment. So it is a difficult battle for Jailalita medically. But the political plan B is also now being put in place by the AIADMK, particularly by Shashikala.
All right, stay with me, Rajdeep. We also have with us Prasanna, DMK leader, now joining us. Sir, how do you react to this bit of news with the MLAs of the AIADMK being asked to come to the hospital and sign a declaration to choose O. Selvam as Jayalalitha's successor?
Yeah, of course, the news is coming, whether it is going to be true or not, that, about to Chief Minister Jayalalitha. And if it is a news and rumor or it's true, means I'm really sorry about her. And we always wish her to come to the forum, and we want to fight her in the battlefield. But somewhat, that news is coming, from they got signature from MLAs to push OPS and Sasikala as a General Secretary or OPS as the interim Chief Minister. But meanwhile, the selection of interim Chief Minister is a mandatory as per the Indian Constitution. So that should not be any question on that. But if the Sasikala is going to be the General Secretary, is all about the question as a two cadre from the AIADMK, whether they are going to be accepted as Sasikala as a General Secretary for AIADMK. And if they are, if they are pushing or if they are doing something against democracy, it is condemned. But now we are going to be, we are not going to be, give any comment on that, because, now we are expecting any result from the Apollo. So that's my opinion.
No, why do you suspect that there could be some pressurizing? You mentioned that there is a fear within your party that perhaps someone would be forced to sign up something against their will.
No, there's nothing fear out of from this issue in our party. Now I'm speaking about the AIADMK. The General Secretary, if Sasikala is coming, she is the back lady of, the Chief Minister Jayalalitha. And how the cadre is going to be, agree, about her attitude and her leadership. That is what, we are thinking. And for this scenario and this situation will not give any kind of, a scaring situation or a fair situation in our political party. So that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us. And that's the news that we just have. The AIADMK MLAs who are being asked to come and sign this declaration to appoint O. Selvam as the successor of the ailing Chief Minister Jayalalitha, who has been in the hospital recuperating since September 20th. And the news that we have just received right now is that is with the MLAs coming in to sign this declaration. There's been a lot that's been happening. Jayalalitha has been undergoing treatment for more than 2 months now. And now just last evening, she suffered a cardiac arrest. And therefore, the AIADMK MLAs have been called to Apollo Hospital one by one. The news that we also had earlier on before is that some of the senior party leaders are already in the hospital. But it is Shashikala Natarajan, the Chief Minister's very close confidant, who is speaking to all of the party leaders. We'll also just take you through all the developments that have been coming in. She has been extremely critical, and her condition, as Apollo Hospital has said in their latest medical bulletin, is very critical. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister is on life support. She had this cardiac arrest in front of her doctors at 5 p.m. yesterday. So this is when it happened. She was given CPR for 40 minutes and then she has been put on ECMO, which is a heart-assisted device. Now, we are also getting in news that the United Kingdom doctor, whose assistance was also sought from earlier on by the Apollo Hospital, Dr. Richard Beale, has already said that anything could happen over 90 days. But, there is also some positive news coming in that there is no bleeding from any of the vessels. However, her situation is being closely monitored. There is also a cause for concern that she suffers from low physiological reserve, something that we will also be talking about in detail. But right now, she is being closely monitored by an expert team of doctors from Apollo and elsewhere. Shashikala, who is her very close friend, her confidant, and who's been with her through the years, along with other MPs, are all on the second floor of the Apollo Hospital. Nobody has been allowed to meet or even see, for that matter, the Chief Minister, who has been receiving treatment. They have absolutely no access to her room. Security already has been beefed up across the state of Tamil Nadu. 9 companies of the Rapid Action Force have already been kept on standby. Security has been stepped up in Chennai to attend any eventuality. And now we're getting in some more breaking news from Chennai's Apollo Group. Sangeeta Reddy, who has put out a statement saying Despite our best efforts, our beloved Chief Minister remains in grave situation. Not looking good. We have with us now India Today's Pramod Madhav to tell us a little bit more. This is a big statement coming in from Apollo Hospital, Pramod, who so far have remained circumspect and not really talking or divulging much. But now Apollo Group Sangeeta Reddy putting out the statement saying that the Chief Minister remains in grave situation is a real cause for concern.
Very much, Avantika. This is a very much unfortunate news, and as you could have seen yesterday evening and today around 1 p.m. the statements that was released by Apollo was not a kind of positive statement. It said like the Chief Minister suffered a cardiac arrest, and the statement, the latest one by 1 p.m. said that she was very critical. She is in a very critical position, and more cadres are right now coming over. They are standing at Greaves Road. Police are a little bit, the emotions are overflowing, and it seems a bit hard for police to control them. They are losing the patients over there, and interestingly, more and more VIPs have also started to visit the place now. We had BJP's Pon Radhakrishnan, MP Ila Ganesan, and then we have CPI's State President. And recently, just now, Vaiko also entered the hospital. He is currently inside the hospital. He wants to find out what is wrong with the Chief Minister, because everybody in Tamil Nadu believed that she was going to get discharged pretty soon based on the statements until yesterday afternoon, and by night that thing completely toppled, and this is like a really serious concern for the state now, Avantika.
Absolutely, and with the news trickling in that the AIADMK MLAs have also been asked to, come to the hospital and sign that declaration, seems to indicate, Pramod, that the situation indeed is extremely serious now.
Well, Avantika, when it comes to the AIADMK, they don't disclose anything about the party unless it is signed by the Chief Minister and the head of the party. But right now, she itself is in the hospital and there is nobody else to take decisions. But we got information that earlier they were asked to assemble at the party's head office, but then it got changed. And not all MLAs or MPs, just the very prominent ones, important ones who were able to take decision, have been asked to come to Apollo Hospital. They were here since morning. Around 9 a.m. everybody started to assemble here. Even now it is not yet completely confirmed, but we believe there is a kind of meeting that had happened inside, and pretty soon the details of the meeting will be revealed, Avantika.
Oh, absolutely. And just take us through, the visuals that you're seeing around you. I mean, we've been seeing a sea of people, her well-wishers, all those who are praying for her recovery. What else has been going on? We can also see a huge presence of security with the governor not taking any chances as well.
Well, Avantika, last time when the governor visited Apollo Hospital, within half an hour he released a statement, a very positive statement, saying that the Chief Minister is doing well and she would immediately recover. Unfortunately, this time the governor came in wee hours at around 12 a.m. and he did not give any kind of statement. That is causing a more concern to the people here. And as you could see right now, they are able to open this in-gate for Apollo, but around until 1 p.m. ADMK carers made sure that they were sitting in front of it. They actually barricaded it. They were not like they were crying and making so much. They were really showing that they were really sad as what occurred to the Chief Minister. Even now they are believing that the Chief Minister would recover. And but this news that is coming from the hospital is, on the other hand, it is like more and more negative news. We have to wait and watch how the ADMK cadres are going to digest this kind of news, Avantika.
Oh, absolutely. And even the news about, O Paneerselvam, he must be carrying so much on his shoulders, Pramod, isn't it? It's not the first time that he has witnessed something like this. But now with the MLAs being asked to come and sign that declaration also adds another responsibility for him.
Well, Avantika, Jaitley was the one person who was holding all the horses together.
True.
O Paneerselvam was just a representative who was taking care of the party when Jaitley was not there. And this is the first time he's going to face a real gun when the PCM, if something happens to the Chief Minister, he would have to face the party. And it's not very clear that if he has the capacity or the capability to make decisions, and that is going to be a real test for him, Avantika.
Absolutely. Jailalita, very critical, says Apollo Hospital. We have been taking you through every information coming in from Chennai and as well from the hospital. The minister, the Chief Minister who suffered a cardiac arrest is being treated by an expert panel of doctors. She already has something called as an ECMO fitted to her body. It happens when the blood flow to the heart stops. That's what a cardiac arrest is. And an ECMO device is used as a rescue therapy during a cardiac arrest. It's not usually, given to patients. They allow a patient to fully recover. But if a patient is critical or suffers from various other illnesses, that's when ECMO is used as a mechanical heart when conventional CPR fails. The machine drains blood from the vein, adds oxygen, and also removes carbon dioxide. ECMO also warms the blood and returns it to the artery, allowing it to heart and lungs.
Speaking of the ECMO machine, we also have a prototype with us. Dr. Trehan, if you could just explain to us how this machine works.
So, similar to what I showed you, that there are two cannulas. So, one of the cannulas will bring the blood out from the venous side, what we call the venous side. Then it goes through the oxygenator, and then from here it is pumped, the arterial blood is pumped back into the body. And this is the console which controls the movement. You can control the output, and when you go start it, you have taken over most of the function of the body. So it's a high revolution. Then you see this pump here? This is the pump that actually pumps the blood back into it. It can last for up to weeks. That's the beauty of this device, that you can actually use the device to support somebody for even up to 3-4 weeks. But the essential part is that when that recovery is possible, it is useful. If there is permanent damage to something which will not recover, then the chances are less. So that's the question mark that we are faced with today.
Under what circumstances is the ECMO machine put? Is it status quo after a cardiac arrest, or when someone's health is very critical, like in the case of Jailalita?
If you're not able to maintain your oxygenation or your pumping of the heart, like the circulation we call it, then you need an external device. And ECMO is used in those circumstances when your own system of the heart or lungs or both fail. So that's what obviously this was put in for. And we are hoping that this will give a chance to fix the underlying reason. Unless you fix the underlying reason, this machine itself will have a limited role to play, because over a period of time you have to remove it. So that's the reason why I'm saying that if in the interim period, if the fundamentals change, that means if she had damage to the heart because of a blockage in the artery and it's been opened and the heart recovers, or the lung got congested or infected and the infection can be taken care of while this is on and the lung function recovers, then there is a good chance that you could, or a 50-50 chance that you can take the patient off this and make them survive. But if the underlying thing does not recover, like the heart doesn't recover or the lungs don't recover, then it becomes very difficult.
And as we've been telling you, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jailalita remains to be in a very critical state. Even her loyal attendants have not been allowed access to her at the Apollo Hospital. Her long-time close aide, Shashikala Natarajan, is also on the same floor where the Chief Minister has been receiving treatment, but is not being allowed entry into the room. Shashikala, in fact, what we hear, is being accompanied by top ministers of the state and is virtually calling the shot in the Chief Minister's absence. And according to sources, expelled AIADMK Parliament S. Shashikala Pushpa's allegation that there was a conspiracy against Jailalita has really upset Shashikala Natarajan, who broke down when she heard those remarks. Dr. Shiv Kumar, a relative of Shashikala, is also present along with O. Selvam, Jailalita's loyal understudy, who stayed at the hospital overnight. And also at the hospital, what we hear is Sheila Balakrishnan, the advisor to the Tamil Nadu government. However, Deepa Jayakumar, Jailalita's niece, was denied entry. In fact, let's just make you hear what the expelled AIADMK MP Shashikala Pushpa had to say, where she does sense something is wrong. She is also crying conspiracy, asking the Prime Minister to have transferred to a hospital in Delhi.
Nobody can see her. Nobody visited her. Even the national president of BJP and also the Rahul Gandhi ji. Nobody. They went there. They stood at the first floor or something. She was some other floor. They couldn't meet her in person. So what is going on there? There is a secret. Why? So I suspect something may happen to her. So I request the Honorable Prime Minister of India to bring her if she's little cured, she should be brought to the national institution, reputed institution like AIMS for her treatment, and she should be under the control of the government, not under any private hospital or private body or unconstitutional authorities. Because Tamil Nadu, every family is her family. She don't have any family for her. So we are the children of her. We are very much concerned about her health. So I request the Prime Minister to set up an emergency committee on it to visit about her health and all.
In fact, we would also like to hear from our viewers. Prayers for your wishes for the Chief Minister's quick recovery. You could call us on the number that's flashed on the screen at 330-0120-480-7310. I'll be right back.